Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and thank you so much for being here. Happy March 2024. In this reading vlog, I am reading The Influencer by Adrienne Lee or Adrienne Lay. I tried Googling how to pronounce her last name. I even found the author on TikTok. She has tons of videos, but I watched about 10 of them and I couldn't find one where she pronounces her last name. But Adrienne Lay, she is writing a series. It looks like this is going to be quite a few books. This one's The Influencer. The second one that is coming out is called The Imposter. It's not out yet though. This just released last month in February of 2024, so it's still brand new. It only has 186 reviews between Amazon and Goodreads, but it has between a 3.6 and a 3.9 star, so seems promising. It's also relatively short. Amazon says that it's 284 pages, but it's looking like it says psychological thriller or domestic thriller. I want to say it's more of a domestic thriller. So the synopsis says that there's a woman named Shay, which I'm thinking this is Shay. She is married, but her husband is having an affair. So they go through a divorce, and then Shay becomes buddy-buddy with her husband's new lover. She befriends her, but then Shay's mental health starts to unravel, and she starts having manic delusions, and she starts mixing up reality versus her online persona because she is an influencer, she's an it girl, and she starts to become obsessed with getting revenge on her husband, but I'm not sure about on the new lover he's taken on. But she starts creating these narratives in her head, and then it says that there's a tragic, violent accident that takes place. So tragic to me is synonymous with the word fatal, so I don't know if somebody dies, but then it says that Shay is thrust into the spotlight even more because remember, she's an influencer. She's put in the spotlight, and then it said that she gets a chance to secure her freedom even though it's risking the cost of another life. So let's just see what's gonna happen. So the prologue at the beginning is somebody drowning. They're drowning and they're thinking, this is it, and I never saw it coming. I was fooled. Okay. And then she says, this is all in her inner monologue, and I'm assuming it's a she, I really have no idea. But then she says, I wish Dean would wrap his arms around me one last time. That's why I was thinking it was a woman. So who is Dean? Is Dean the husband that's cheating? Yes, Dean is the husband. So chapter 1 starts, and it says chapter 1, and then underneath it says a few months ago. So the prologue, I guess, is happening at the beginning of the book, but really it's something that is taking place at the end of the book. So Dean is the husband to Shay, and they're having drinks. She's having champagne or mimosas, and she's just staring at this canary diamond that he gifted her last year on their wedding anniversary. Okay, this is where the online persona comes in. So Shay runs an Instagram account. It's Shay's account. It's her Instagram. But she says that her name is Mia Starr, S-T-A-R-R. Her name is Mia Starr, and Mia's life is chic and fabulous. And Shay is thinking in her internal dialogue, I love my life, or at least the one that my followers think that I have. My brand is all about being chic and fabulous, even if that's not exactly true to my real life. Okay, so Shay is pretending to be this made-up person, Mia Starr, on Instagram. Okay, so this sounds just like real life. Dean, the husband, is the breadwinner. He is in the high-end real estate business, and he's made a career for himself. However, they live in California, and she said it's getting more expensive by the day. And then she's really trying to be an influencer, or is an influencer with over 100,000 followers. However, she said that monetizing that has become difficult, or is difficult, and she's not really making a lot of money, even though she has this many followers online. This is so much work. I'm not an Instagram influencer, but y'all, it's a lot of work. So her Instagram started to blow up when she was posting product reviews and restaurant reviews, and she gained about 25,000 followers just in a couple of months. So then she thought, I need to do something with this. So she wanted to create a whole brand, a whole persona, but she didn't want her face, Shay's face, to be on the Instagram page because Shay had escaped her family. That's how it worded it. She escaped her family and she didn't want them finding her on social media and finding out where she is. So then her husband said, we should contact a modeling agency and hire a model for photo shoots. And then you can randomly post photos of that model sprinkled throughout the Mia Star Instagram account in the middle of also giving your product reviews and restaurant reviews, just so people can think that Mia Star is this beautiful blonde-haired, blue-eyed, I don't know, goddess. And Shay thought, yeah, let's do that. So Shay never met the model. Her name is Jessica. Shay never met her. The husband did all of this. Jessica had to sign an NDA. Jessica doesn't know who Shay is. Jessica just knows that Jessica is actually the face of the Mia Star Instagram, but Jessica can't tell anybody that. But that is a lot of work. Does this really happen? Okay, forgive the microwave. I'm heating up some turkey bacon, but I've just been reading a little bit more while making breakfast. I'm actually about to leave and go get my nails done, so this might be my last update for a while. Also, can you see my breakfast tacos that I made? Yum. Okay, Shay. Shay is crazy. Okay, so do people do this? So Shay can't afford to take a cab. So cabs, I guess, are more commonly used than Ubers or Lyfts in California. So Shay can't afford to take a cab to Beverly Hills every day from El Segundo, where she lives. So she takes a cab 2 days a week to go into Beverly Hills and then spends literally the entire day, I mean like 8 to 10 hours of these 2 days, 8 to 10 hours each of those days, snapping photos and taking videos just around Beverly Hills. And then she spends the next 2 weeks posting a video or a photo a day just to make it seem like, and she's posting a video or a photo every day to her Instagram story, just to make it seem as if this Mia Star character is just floating around and living her wonderful life in Beverly Hills. This is so much work, especially for someone who's not monetizing, because you're just posting day-to-day stuff and making it seem like your life is so great. And she spends the whole day and she goes window shopping and she takes pictures inside stores holding like designer bags and trying on designer shoes, and she's making it look as if she's purchasing all of these items. And then she spends the next couple of weeks just uploading these pictures and videos to her IG story just to create this narrative that her life is so great. And do people do this? I need to stop asking that to y'all. I don't want that to get annoying, but oh my God. I'm sitting in my car. I'm waiting for it to heat up or warm up. My car is 20 years old. It's a 2004 and it is the year 2024 now. So I keep wanting to say Mia. Shay is out and about doing her fake influencing thing. And then she comes home. They live in a condo in El Segundo. I guess they own it. So she comes home and Dean straight up asks her for a divorce. He wants her to sign some divorce papers. And she's like seemingly shocked by it. And he's telling her, I don't know why you're so surprised. Like, you knew what kind of guy I was when you met me. Because when they met, he was previously married to another woman. And then Shay stole him. And so now he's leaving her. And we know as the reader it's for another woman, but she doesn't know. But she does know he's cheating. She's like, well, I just thought if I overlooked your cheating ways, like we could still just stay together, because he's footing all of her bills. And he just said, please just sign the divorce papers. I have been more than fair. You knew that this wasn't gonna last. And in her inner monologue, she's thinking, it's because of this Instagram account, this Mia Star Instagram account, because she's so obsessed with it. And he gets really annoyed by it. He's always having to take her photos if they go out to nice dinners. And she'll buy really nice, $1,000 Oscar de la Renta dresses to go to dinner. She'll tuck the tag in. He'll take all these photos of her husband, and then she'll post them and then she'll return the dress. And so she's thinking, oh, it's because he's annoyed at my account. But it doesn't matter what she says to him. He is dead set that they are getting a divorce. And he just keeps saying, please sign the papers. I have been more than fair. But their life, as the reader, we knew that their marriage was in crumbles. Even at their condo, I don't know how many bedrooms there are, but they have their master bedroom, but then one of the rooms is an office, and the office has a couch in it, and Dean sleeps on the couch every night. When he does come home, he sleeps on the couch. So I don't know, Mia just seems so shocked and saying, well, I thought if I overlooked your cheating ways that we could make this work. And he just keeps saying, please, I need to go. I'm leaving tonight. I'm packing a bag. I want to get these mailed out in the morning. You can hire a lawyer if you want, but I've been more than fair. I've split everything 50-50 with all my assets. I'll give you time to look over the paperwork, but just sign it, please. Okay, so I'm out of the nail salon and I was reading my Kindle in there, and y'all, I don't know how I feel about this book. It just, I don't know. I don't want to say it's cheesy. It's fast paced, but I just don't know if I'm into it. And I really do not like the main character. And I don't know, sometimes you can hate the main character and still like the book, and you can hate all the decisions that they make, but still be interested in what's gonna happen at the end. But I don't know. And these are probably gonna be a bunch of choppy clips because I need to get my thoughts straight, because something happened and I don't know how I feel about this book. Okay, hang on. Let me collect myself and then fill y'all in. Shay gets really drunk. She gets wasted off of red wine, and she's just trying to figure out how to continue running this Mia Star Instagram account, because Mia would never get a divorce. This girl's so delusional. And then she's thinking to herself, this is gonna take so much more planning, because now I have to pretend to still be married. Girl, you're pretending everything. Mia doesn't exist. These photos of her are a model named Jessica, who Jessica doesn't even know who Shay is. This was all done over the phone, and then I don't know if Dean flew to Chicago to the modeling agency to meet Jessica. I don't know. It sounds like they did everything over the phone and just said, hey, we'll, pay for X, Y, and Z photo shoots, and then I want to post your pictures, but you signed the NDA, so you can't tell anyone that you are the face of Mia Star. But Shay just keeps thinking, this is going to be so hard. It's so much worse now, because Mia would never get a divorce, and pretending to still be married is going to be so difficult, and I want to keep rolling my eyes. But that's not even more is happening. I was about to say more is about to happen. I'm about to tell y'all more. I have read what's happened at the nail salon, and so she's drunk on wine, and she's by herself. Dina's left. She's drunk on wine at her condo, and she's scrolling through Instagram, and she decides to start stalking Jessica. Like, let's go to Jessica's Instagram page, this model who her and Dean don't know. But, Jessica is the face of Mia Star. And so since Jessica's so beautiful in real life, or at least in photos, Shay is thinking, let's just go to Jessica's Instagram page and just see what she's doing with her life. Well, Jessica, according to Instagram, is living it up. I mean, she's a model. She goes all over the world. She travels. She seems very cultured. She's at all these different restaurants, at these bar openings, all the things. And Shay is thinking, oh my gosh, Jessica has the life that I want. Well, girl, we don't even know if Jessica is actually living the life that you want. That could be fake too. I mean, your Instagram is fake. I mean, we know Jessica's a real person and we know she's beautiful, but the Mia Star Instagram page is so fake. So everything that Jessica's posting could also be fake, but Shay's just going through it. She's going through a divorce and she's just really sad. So now she's just really trying to be in tune with that sadness. So she's stalking this model's page, this random model from a modeling agency. She's stalking her page, and the girl appears to be single. Jessica just has all these photos of herself just all over her Instagram page. Well, then a few weeks ago, I guess there was the picture that was posted, and it's Jessica on the beach, and there's a man's arm around her, and you can barely see it from the angle of the photo. And Shay thinks, that arm looks familiar. So she zooms in on that, you only see a little bit of the arm and a little bit of the right hand, but the right hand, there's a ring on the right ring finger. So not the wedding ring, but there's a ring on the right ring finger, and I guess it's a ring that Dean won, I guess when he got some award for being, a great real estate agent or whatever. And so Shay just thinks, holy cow, Dean is leaving me for that model Jessica. How the heck did they even meet? Did he fly to Chicago? We live in California. We have no money. How are Dean and Jessica talking? So Shay's just, and she's wasted right now and thinking, what in the heck? And so she's just going through all these photos, trying to figure out when this affair started. But it's not clear because he's not in any photo. He's like in a couple of photos, but it's just like his hand or like his stubble or something. And Shay is recognizing it and thinking, holy cow, like that is Dean. Well then, okay, the other weird thing is when they decided to contract out a model to be the face of Mia Starr, Dean is the one that selected Jessica. They were going through all these headshots and Dean said, this is the one. This, and she almost looks like you, Shay. Y'all both have blonde hair. Y'all both have blue eyes. I mean, but Jessica's a model, so apparently she's a lot prettier. But Dean kept saying that they look alike. And so now Shay is thinking, oh my gosh, Dean left me for my doppelganger. Okay. I mean, that sucks. And you're going through a divorce. Now you found out that he's having a real affair. I mean, we knew Dean was cheating. He's sleeping around with all these girls. We knew that. But now he's appearing to be in a relationship with this model named Jessica, and Shay is reeling. So then sorry, I told y'all this would be choppy because I have to keep stopping and taking breaks to collect my thoughts, and I'm just sitting here in the car with my Kindle in its case. So then Shay gets her empty wine glass and the empty red wine bottle and holds the glass out in front of the bottle and takes a picture of that and posts that to the Mia Starr Instagram account and posts, my husband is dead to me. Even though she was just thinking, you know, Mia would never get a divorce. How am I going to pretend to still be married? Yada, yada, yada. Even though Dean has never been on the Mia Starr Instagram page. It's literally just pictures of Jessica and then all those reviews. So she posts the wine glass in front of the wine bottle. They're both empty. So she's posting it, appearing, making people think that she's drunk. And the caption says, my husband is dead to me. So then Shay goes to bed. She wakes up in the morning. She checks her phone. It is popping off. And she's thinking, why? What happened? And she opens Instagram. She did not write, my husband is dead to me. She wrote, my husband is dead. And so now everyone thinks Mia Starr, first of all, they think Mia Starr is a real person with 100,000 followers. Everyone thinks Mia Starr's husband has died. And a follower set up a GoFundMe. Over 300 followers have donated to that GoFundMe for funeral expenses. Sorry, am I yelling? It's at $5,000 and rising, this GoFundMe. And Shay starts thinking, oh my God, like this could be my new life. This could be how I make money. I'm going to capitalize off this. And then she's thinking about that black Oscar de la Renta dress that she has that she spent, $8,000 on? It was an insane amount of money, a crazy amount of money. She starts thinking, I could wear that black dress to the cemetery. And remember, she kind of looks like Jessica. Shay looks like the face of, Mia Starr. So she's thinking, I could wear that to the cemetery and not really get a lot of facial shots, but I could wear that there. I'm going to capitalize on this. I'm going to capitalize on my husband's death. This woman, there's more for me to tell y'all. Oh my gosh, there's so much more. I just got home and my husband got off work early, so I want to go inside and see him, but I'm not even going to be able to tell y'all everything today. So then she gets on her Patreon, and I'm not sure how to explain to y'all what a Patreon is. I know what it is from afar. I don't know how to verbalize it to you. It's another way for content creators to make money. I know you can do it on YouTube and you can do it on Instagram. I don't know. You can subscribe to the influencer or to the creator and you pay a monthly fee and you get extra access, extra videos, extra photos. You just get extras that the regular followers can't see because you're paying a monthly subscription price, whatever. So she has a Patreon. It's $10 a month. She only has a couple hundred people on it. I mean, that's still a lot of people to me, but she makes a few $100s a month on Patreon. So she logs into Patreon now that she's gone viral, and there are over 800 people that have become patrons. So that is $8,000 which I think in the other clip I told y'all that Oscar de la Renta dress was $8,000. I'm mixing up my numbers. I think that dress was $1,000. That dress that she's going to wear to the cemetery and then post photos on her Instagram account of her mourning at the cemetery. But yeah, Patreon, she's going to make $8,000 this month on Patreon because of all these people. And she's thinking, I've got to find a way to keep this going. That way they stay subscribing. And that way I can continue making $8,000 a month, if not more. If I can get more patrons, that would be great. And then she's thinking, I just needed a little tragedy to motivate my followers to support me. This woman, then Dean text messages her. I don't know if he saw the Patreon. I don't know if that's something he can see. He can see the GoFundMe. That's always public. And he just says, hey, don't forget to claim your assets or your donations as assets in the divorce. So she blocks Dean. And then she posts a 72-hour photo with a caption that says something like, it's been 72 hours since I lost the love of my life, and all the things. And, people are supporting her, all the likes, all the comments. It's, it's a whole thing. Well, then she starts looking up forms of cancer because she needs to tell people a reason why her husband has passed away. She is Googling forms of cancer, and then she thinks, I need it to be something that was quick, something that happened very fast, and maybe something that I have a little bit of experience with. She had a family member that passed away from throat cancer, and I guess it happened very quickly. So she starts Googling how aggressive throat cancer is. And then she thinks, okay, if somebody asks, I will say he got sick, got diagnosed with throat cancer, passed away within 90 days. That's what she's going to tell people. And she said she's going to treat this as a cautionary tale so that other people can learn from this. Because she's going to say that he was smoking cigars and drinking a lot of whiskey. And that is how he got the throat cancer. That is not even the worst thing that I want to tell y'all. Oh, and another thing is she is excited to not have to deal with the stigma of Mia getting a divorce because Mia is a widow now. Okay, I need to tell y'all about a dog. There's a dog. I really need to go inside. I just want to go see my husband. But there's a part with a dog, and that I almost stopped reading the book. She murders a dog. I need to collect my thoughts. This will be my last update for now, and then I'm going to go inside, and I'll see when I continue reading this book. Her neighbor has a corgi, and I guess it's always barking. She has an elderly neighbor who can't walk this dog because she's elderly and can't move around a lot, but this corgi is always barking. And so Shay will go over there every now and then to that condo that's next door and say, hey, let me go walk your dog, because obviously your dog is restless. That's why your dog is barking so much. And so she'll take this dog on walks. And so as the reader, you're like, oh my God, that's so sweet. That's awesome. Maybe there is one redeeming quality about Shay. No, Shay will take this dog for a walk. Barely. She will barely take this dog for a walk. They'll just go a few steps. And then Shay will go into the pet store that I guess is nearby and buy pet treats. And then put Benadryl in the pet treats and give them to this corgi. And then she waits for the Benadryl to take effect and kick in. And then she will bring the dog back to her neighbor and say, oh my gosh, he's so exhausted. His name's Charlie. She'll say he's so exhausted because we walked so far. So in between that scene, because there's another scene with Charlie, that happens. And you're thinking as the reader, oh my God, this woman is diabolical. It makes me want to cry because the dog gets killed. So in the next scene, she's stalking Jessica's page and she is trying to find out more about Jessica and Dean. And then Jessica posts a photo with an engagement ring and a pregnancy test. Jessica and Dean are now engaged and they are expecting a child. So let's just gloss past that for right now. Shay gets so upset and the corgi is barking so much when she finds out about this that she goes next door and says, let me walk your dog. Please let me walk your dog. So she takes the dog out, barely walks him, and then gets them the dog treats, and then realizes she's run out of Benadryl, the chewable Benadryl. So then she's digging through her cabinet, and she finds liquid Benadryl. She's just given the dog liquid Benadryl on the food, way too much, giving him way too much. And then she goes back to looking at Instagram. She's so upset finding out about Jessica and Dean and the engagement and the baby that she then goes to the bathroom and just starts violently heaving. She's throwing up in the bathroom. She's got the door closed. Charlie is scratching at the door. He's scratching and making weird noises, and she's thinking, go away. Like, I'm sick. Like, dog, go away. This woman. So then she finishes puking for I don't know how long, 10, 15 minutes. She's in the bathroom. She opens the door. The dog is laying there, barely moving. He's foaming at the mouth. She realizes he's overdosing on Benadryl, and that Charlie wasn't trying to get her attention, and he wasn't like yapping at the door and scratching at the door. He was having a seizure, like multiple seizures. So then she wraps him up in a blanket and just takes him back to the neighbor and says, I'm so sorry, he must have got into something. I don't know what's wrong with him. And the neighbor doesn't seem too concerned, even though her dog is barely breathing. And the neighbor's just like, oh, he gets into stuff all the time. My brother-in-law, or I don't know, somebody is a vet. She knows someone in her family is a vet, and she says, maybe we'll just do like a teledoc appointment and he can tell me what's wrong with my dog. And then in her inner monologue, she just is thinking, this dog is not going to make it. This dog isn't going to, like, this dog is going to pass away before the evening is over, and I have to get out of here. So then she just tells the neighbor, if you need to send him to the vet or take him to the vet, just send me the bill. And then she goes, okay, bye. And then just disappears. And then I need to go inside, but I'm going to tell y'all more. There's a therapist appointment. She's seeing a therapist, and then she tells the therapist, oh yeah, my dog passed away this weekend, or my neighbor's dog passed away this weekend. She says something to the therapist, and that's what made me think, oh my God, like that dog really did die. Oh, and then, the other thing, the dog is wrapped up in a sweet little white blanket, and he's very limp. His paws are limp. She took a photo of that when she was giving the dog back to the neighbor, and she posts it on the Mia Star Instagram page and says, my dog passed away. Okay, I have to go. I'll fill y'all in later. It's been a couple of days since I last got on here. I was so heated. I'm sorry. Animal abuse, killing innocent animals, it is such a trigger for me. I almost stopped reading the book. I thought, okay, this book is in 3-star territory. I mean, kind of since the beginning, it's been in 3-star territory. I'm not really a fan of the author's writing style. I'm not as hooked as I want to be. It's not like a Frida McFadden book or a Riley Sager book. And this is the first time I've read from this author, but I just thought, I don't know, like, it's a good setup. It's a good premise. I roll my eyes a lot, but I think if a different author wrote it, I might be more into it. I know that sounds so terrible, but it was just kind of in 3-star territory, and I thought, whatever. Well, then that happened with the dog. I mean, Shay has just been doing all sorts of things, but she murders a dog, her neighbor's dog, and I just thought, I'm gonna DNF this book. It went from a 3-star to a 0-star. So then it just took a couple days and I didn't read the book, and now I'm back to reading the book, and I'm kind of into it in a way that's just, I just want to see what happens. So it's still not the greatest writing style. I'm still not completely hooked, but I mean, I must be hooked a little bit because I want to know what's going to happen. But whatever, we're kind of still at 3 stars right now. I'm over the fact that she murdered her neighbor's dog. Okay, we're going to get through that. That's just me being sensitive. Everyone else might be fine with it. I feel like that's a big thing on BookTube though. I feel like YouTubers will tell you when they're doing book reviews, they'll say, hey, by the way, there's a scene with an animal and, XYZ. And they'll kind of tell you that. But then the YouTuber will also tell you that none of that was listed under content warnings, trigger warnings on the author's website. Same thing with this. It's not listed anywhere. So I'm telling y'all, if y'all are sensitive to that, just know that Charlie the Corgi will get murdered. He's gonna OD on liquid Benadryl. He went from the tablet Benadryls to the liquid Benadryl, whatever. So anyways, when I was last talking to y'all, I had kind of glossed over Jessica is engaged to Dean and she's expecting a child. She's pregnant. So nothing really else has been said about that. That's just what was posted on Jessica's Instagram page that Shay is stalking. And then, oh, I was saying that Shay was at her therapist's office. She's been seeing a therapist for 2 decades, and she started seeing this therapist, Kelly Fraser, LLP, when she was 17. So I guess Shay is 37 years old, because it hasn't really said her age, but I guess she's 37. She's seeing someone, she sees her weekly, and she's lying to her. Also, her therapist doesn't seem to be very good at her job. I'm not a fan of the therapist, what she's saying to her and what she's telling her to do and her advice. It's just, okay. It just makes me roll my eyes. But also Shay is lying to her. Like, one of the things that she says is, oh yeah, I think Dean made a fake burner Instagram account and I think he's threatening me. But as the reader, you know she's lying, because chapters ago, when Shay blocked Dean after Dean said, hey, make sure you add all those donations as assets in the divorce, she blocked him and then said Dean's not going to find out anything else that's happening on this Mia Star page or with my GoFundMe, because now that he's blocked, she said he's not going to go out of his way to try and figure out what's going on, and he would never make a fake account. But now she's chapters forward, she's in the therapist's office lying about that and saying that she thinks it's Dean. Shay is just, I hate her. I hate her so much that I need to know what else she's gonna do. Dean and Jessica moved to Chicago. Remember, Dean was living in El Segundo in California. So Dean and Jessica moved to Chicago. I guess Jessica is originally from Chicago. So she moves back, Dean goes with her. So Shay books a flight to Chicago. This girl she is just another level of stalker. It's one thing to just be looking at people's Instagram accounts. No, Shay takes it a step further and books a flight to Chicago to go stalk Dean and Jessica some more. And then Shay starts thinking, maybe I can become Jessica's housekeeper or assistant. I just need to wiggle my way into their lives and drive a wedge between them, and I won't stop until they are broken up. And then Shay starts thinking, this is what my therapist would want me to do, because I am setting goals and chasing my dreams. Shay has figured out, or she thinks she has an idea of where Dean and Jessica live, of what apartment they live in, because anytime Jessica posts a photo or an Instagram story, Shay is just stalking the background of it, anything outside the window. I mean, just looking at everything, trying to find landmarks. And so Shay thinks she knows where they live. So Shay finds a hotel that is across the street from Dean and Jessica's supposed apartment complex. I mean, how convenient that there's a hotel right across the street. So Shay gets to Chicago and goes to check into her hotel. She checks in as Mia Star. She walks up and says, yes, I'm Mia Star. I'm here for my hotel reservation. The staff is gushing. They are gushing over it because Miss Star is here. She's here in our hotel. Well, then Shay goes to pay for the hotel room, and as the reader, you just think she's staying in a hotel room. It's no big deal. It is $14,000 for 2 weeks in the penthouse. Now that Shay's Instagram has blown up and she's got all these new Patreon followers, that GoFundMe, all of it is going into their shared account. So she just forks over $14,000 to stay in this penthouse for a couple of weeks. Shay finds a coffee shop that's really close to Dean and Jessica's apartment, and she keeps going to it every day, just thinking, at some point, I know I'm going to run into Jessica. I just know at some point she's going to come here to this coffee shop, or maybe Dean will come here, but she's more fixated on Jessica. And sure enough, Shay is there, and then Jessica walks in. Jessica goes up to the counter to order her drink, and then she goes to reach into her purse for her wallet and realizes she forgot her wallet. So Shay takes this as an opportunity to walk up and say, oh, it's fine. I'll pay for it. I'll order my drink as well. I'll get both of our drinks. And Jessica is just so delighted and saying thank you. So they get their drinks, they sit down, they start talking for a while, and Jessica really likes her. And she says, what's your name? And Shay says that her name is Maya. So we have Maya, we have Mia Star, we have Shay. I mean, this girl has so many alter egos. So yeah, she says her name's Maya. They talk for a while, and then at the end of it, when they're done with their coffee, Jessica says, we should hang out sometime. We should get drinks together. Which that's confusing, because isn't Jessica pregnant. But anyway, she says they should get drinks together, but obviously Shay can't give out her phone number. I mean, Jessica's dating Dean. If Dean saw that in Jessica's phone, for whatever reason, if he went through her phone, I mean, Shay knows she cannot give out her phone number. So she just makes it so awkward and says, oh no, that's okay. It was a really awkward encounter. And Jessica's just kind of dejected and thinking, oh, okay, well, again, it was nice to meet you. Thank you so much for paying for my coffee. You know, I'll pay it forward again. You know, if I see you here again, no big deal. So Jessica leaves. And then Shay's sitting there thinking, there's no way that Jessica and Maya could ever be friends because I'm going to kill Jessica. Shay is full on stalking Jessica. She has bought binoculars. I mean, she's really stalking this girl. And Shay goes to the coffee house at 9 a.m. every day. That's when she realizes the time that Jessica gets there. And she knows Jessica's whole routine. She goes to the coffee shop and gets her coffee. Then she walks around the park and drinks it. Then she goes to a yoga studio. And then after yoga, she gets a smoothie. And then after her smoothie, I guess while she's drinking it, she walks back to the apartment. That's Jessica's routine, and Shay has figured that out. So she's just every day stalking her. For what reason? I don't know. But she has picked up on Jessica's routine. Well, then on one random day, Jessica goes to the coffee shop, and then she's outside at the park, and Shay is sitting in her car just taking all these photos of Jessica and thinking, I could post all of this on the Mia Star Instagram page. Instead of contacting the modeling agency and saying, hey, can you get that Jessica girl to do some photo shoots because I need more pictures to put on the Mia Star IG. Now she's just stalking her and taking photos of her from afar and thinking, oh, I could post all this content for free. Oh, and Shay has started ordering the same drink that Jessica orders. Jessica always orders a hot oat milk latte, and so that is what Shay orders every day. Okay, Shay's doing her stalking thing from her car, and Jessica happens to turn and look, and Shay thinks that she's been spotted by Jessica. And I don't think Jessica actually saw her. She was just kind of turning her head. You know, when you're just kind of looking around. Well, Shay just starts waving like an idiot and then gets out of her car and starts walking towards Jessica. And then Jessica recognizes her and says, oh my gosh, Maya, it's so good to see you here. I knew we'd meet again. It was fate. I just feel like, you know, the stars are aligning and we should really be friends. It's a lot. Jessica's a lot. So then Jessica says, I am going to an underground speakeasy tonight, and I guess someone can't make it with her. And she says, you should come with me. Come with me to this speakeasy. Let's get drinks. And I'm confused because isn't Jessica pregnant? But whatever. So they decide to exchange phone numbers. And Shay is thinking, oh my gosh, like this is so risky, but I need to befriend Jessica because I'm going to kill her. So she agrees. So then the whole day goes by. They're not together. You know, Shay is at her penthouse just concocting all these different things. And then finally she gets ready and she gets to the speakeasy, and she gets there maybe 10 minutes before they're supposed to meet up. So she's sitting at the bar and she's waiting for Jessica, and then Jessica sends her a text message and says, hey, I'm so sorry. I have felt so sick all day. I'm not going to be able to make it. Shay sees the text and just thinks, oh my gosh, well, whatever. It was risky anyways, like deciding to meet up with her and go to a bar. Okay, it's fine. I'm just going to leave. So she had been locking eyes with some guy from across the bar. They like kept staring at each other, and now Shay's just thinking, I'm gonna get out of here. So Shay starts to leave the bar, and that guy kind of grabs her arm and says, hey, where are you going? So then they kind of strike up a conversation, and it's weird because they had been staring at each other a lot from across the bar, but then when he got closer to her as she was leaving and he was asking, you know, like, where are you going? You should stay. Let me buy you a drink. Shay starts thinking in her head, oh, he looks really good. He looks way better in person. Who? What do you mean he looks way better in person? Y'all have been staring at each other from across the bar. This is where, okay, are her manic delusions coming into play? Is Jessica even pregnant? Why are you saying this guy looks better in person when y'all have been staring at each other in person, but with a whole bar dividing y'all? His name is Bishop. They start talking, whatever. Y'all, I'm 31% into this book. I feel like I have 40 minutes of footage that I've told y'all, but I'm only at 31%. Her and Jessica have like, they've been kind of talking, hanging out, whatever. And then Jessica sends Shay a text. Remember, she thinks this is someone named Maya. Jessica sends Maya a text message and says, hey, come over. Here are the codes. And she just gives her the code to get into the apartment building and then gives her the code to enter her actual unit, her and Dean's unit, because she wants to hang out and then, like, you know, eat, watch movies, whatever. Why would you give that information out to someone that you have barely known? I would never do that. I would meet you downstairs, and then when we get to my unit, I would kind of, you know, hide my hand over the keypad. She just gives it out to her willy-nilly. Also, Jessica's extremely trusting, which Shay has said multiple times. You know, this girl, like, she's so sweet, so nice, trusts everybody. So Shay's just out here doing her Shay thing, lying to Bishop, lying to Kelly Fraser, and now she really has the end with Jessica, because now she knows how to get into her building and get into her unit. Okay, Shay is at Jessica and Dean's apartment. Dean is not there. He's away on business. Away on business. Sure, he's probably cheating on Jessica too. So they're eating pizza, watching movies, and then Jessica tells her, I'm pregnant. Like, Jessica finally admits to her that she's pregnant. And then Shay gets up. She says she has to go to the bathroom. She goes to their master bathroom. That's also weird. I would never go to somebody's master bathroom. And as Jessica, if you're the host, I would say, oh, this bathroom down the hall is the one that you can use. I've never pointed anyone in the direction of my master. You can use the guest bathroom. So whatever. So Shay / Maya starts rummaging through the medicine cabinet in the master bathroom and finds all of Dean's medicine. Dean's on a couple of different pills for a couple of different things, nothing too crazy. And she starts thinking, what if I mix up all of his pills? Y'all, if she does that, I cannot watch whatever would happen to Dean if she does mix up all of his pills. To me, this is like a horror novel. With her murdering the dog and then thinking about semi-murdering, I guess she'd be murdering Dean if she mixes up all of his pills. But then we know that she wants to murder Jessica because she said that in her inner monologue. This book. Also, I'm at 50%, and I don't know. I feel like I'm reaching the point where there's so many things that I have not told y'all. And I don't know what all I can tell you. And now that we've reached the halfway point, I might only be able to give y'all a few more updates. Also, we're still in 3-star territory, but I'm still interested. Like, I still want to see where this is going, but it's still just a terrible book to me. Shay is so much. She's so much. Okay, so she's thinking about Jessica and the pregnancy, and she starts thinking, maybe Jessica would let me be a nanny for the baby. Maybe I could be the nanny. But then Shay starts thinking of ways to make Jessica have a miscarriage. But then she then starts thinking about, maybe Jessica will let me be there in the hospital whenever the baby's born, and then I could kidnap the baby. And then she's coming up with kidnapping plots. Why would you want this baby? Do you also want to kill the baby? You want to be the nanny. You want to make her miscarry. Now you want to kidnap the baby. And then Shay gets on her Mia Star Instagram page and posts a photo and a caption about miscarrying. She's really just taking the traumatic angle on this Mia Star person, you know, with her being a widow and then her losing her dog. And so now she's saying that she has miscarried, calling the baby Peanut, like, you were my little Peanut, and, you know, I lost you, and I lost your dad, and I miss y'all both so much. I miss our dog. Okay, this book is taking some twists and turns, and it's getting crazy, and it's so dramatic, and I don't like where it's going. And there's a character that we've met, and this is just, it's an over-the-top character, and I don't understand. They're just here to keep the plot going. They make no sense. And then that character kind of disappears conveniently. It's like they appeared conveniently and then disappeared conveniently, like did what they needed to do and now they're gone. And I'm not a fan of the direction that this book is going. I mean, I've already not been a fan, but now I'm like, what are we doing? What is this? Okay, remember the ring in the beginning of the book, the canary diamond ring or some canary ring that Dean had got her for one of their wedding anniversaries? So also, can you see my cat? That's why I'm in here. I just want to be next to him. So she's gonna donate that ring to cancer research. remember she had posted on the Mia Star page that she's now a widow because her husband passed away from some aggressive form of throat cancer. So she's gonna donate this ring to cancer research, and then she thinks, my therapist is gonna be so proud of the woman that I'm becoming. Okay, Shay has been in Chicago for like a month now, definitely longer than the 2 weeks that she said she was staying. And the hotel still thinks that she's Mia Star, and she's still, you know, paying for everything with her shared account with Dean. Shay wants to talk to a fertility specialist when she gets back to California. She says this will be a fun project to tackle. And she says it'll just be a good time. Like it'll just be great to have a baby. This girl is delusional. And then she says she's gonna post a photo and a caption on her Instagram account that says that she used her dead husband's sperm to conceive this child. Okay, I have finished this book, The Influencer by Adrienne Lee. That ending, I mean, she definitely kept it open and is bringing us into the beginning of the second book. The second book is going to be called The Imposter. So I can see where we're headed. It took a turn that I was not expecting. And so at first, like the last, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 chapters, I'm not sure, we go into a time jump, and then it goes into alternating points of view. And I just thought, oh wow, this is about to get really good. The ending is going to be stellar. Maybe it'll even be a 4-star. I was so interested when we did the time jump, and then I started reading that first point of view. I thought, oh my gosh, this is good. This is good. And then a few chapters in, alternating POVs, it takes a turn that I was not anticipating, and it almost becomes, I want to say, like a horror novel. You get into some, I don't want to say like self-mutilation. She's doing it to someone else. And I don't want to spoil the book for y'all. Oh my gosh, I almost couldn't read these scenes. I thought, what is happening? Why is this happening? Why are you doing this? So then I thought, this is a 2-star book. I hate this book. For me, it's a 2-star. It's 2 stars, but I'm also just a sensitive little baby, and so I couldn't handle the dog getting murdered. I couldn't handle so much went down with Dean and Jessica. So much. And then what happens with somebody at the end, it was too much for me. And I'm like, is this like a horror novel? It was not for me. This book was not for me. For me personally, it's a 2-star, but on Kindle, Amazon, I rated it 3 stars because, again, it's not my fault that I'm sensitive, but this was just not a good book. To me, it was not a good book, but I would like to know what y'all think. What do y'all think of this book? It has pretty good ratings right now, so am I the oddball? Like, what do y'all think? Thank y'all so much for coming along on this very dramatic journey with me. Lots of highs and lows, lots of changing of the star rating. We went from a 3 to a 0, back to a 3, and then maybe a 4, down to a 2. Yeah. So y'all have a good rest of your day, and I will see y'all in the next reading vlog. Bye.